Well, hello. Hope there's not too much wind noise. It's time for another exciting episode of Pens in Use. This is the show where I talk about the fountain pens and inks I've been using throughout the week. And this week, on the spur of the moment, I just decided, hey, let's film it in Amidon, North Dakota, because I was going through there. So here I am by a canola field outside Amidon. So canola makes a pretty yellow flower, and this fall when they harvest it, it'll have turned into a tiny black seed, so they will cut all this and then let it dry and then swath it, and then the seeds get pressed and turned into the canola oil we all know and love. That is what swathing looks like, only that's hay. Yeah, you just spread it out so it can dry. So, if videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And hey, what's the smallest county seat where you live? Let us know down in the comments. So let's take a look at some pens. So, these are the pens that I've been using this week from left to right. We have a Garant Alkor from East Germany, two Centropen 10014s from Czechoslovakia. We have a Parker Duofold from, well, France. Platinum 3776 from Japan. Omas Ogiva Cocktail from Italy. Pilot Custom Heritage 92 from Japan. And a Pilot Justus 95 also from Japan. As has become the custom in the past week, we're going to be doing it in this cognitive surplus theory notebook. So the first pen is one you saw this week. This is the Garant Alkor. I had a comment from one or two people who said that you can find this pen on the Chinese market, which was interesting. I don't know if I haven't seen it, so I'd be interested in the listing, but was it, did somebody buy the old manufacturing apparatus, or what exactly happened? I don't know. So I'd be curious to hear about that. So the Garant Alkor, Garant, A-L-K, good grief. Garant Alkor, there we go. The ink in it is Diamine Damson. I really cannot spell today. I've been kind of reviewing for a test I'm taking for an online class, so I'm probably... my brain is already fried. I'm doing a little brain break before I take the test, and I think this is illustrating why I needed to do that. Holy cow. I enjoyed this pen. I'm not enjoying this ink in it. That is not Diamine Damson. Good grief. I know what pen has the Diamine Damson in, because I used it up in it. This is Callifolio Violet. But what I was about to say, I'm not super thrilled with the writing, or with this ink in this pen. I'm not, super thrilled with this ink either. Just kind of meh. I have a violet I like a lot better. It's Pelican, but I have to work through a few inks till I can settle on that one. And there's one or two contenders I have not used much, which may displace that one, who knows. So this is one of my Centropens. I was thinking it was up for a review. Then I did math on its date. So 2019 plus 5, 2024. So it's not due for a revisit yet. I have a whole other year to use this pen before I revisit it. But anyway, this is the first of my Centropens. I might do a little rodeo, compare it to the 10016, just for giggles and snorts. So this ink is Edelstein, Pelican, Olivine. Somebody will have to tell me if that's a special edition ink or not. I don't remember. I was watching a video, well, last night it must have been. A lady was using, I forget who it was, but anyway, she was using Lamy Coral, which I do have some. She was talking about how much she loves it and she wishes she could get more. Okay, somebody should have told me to zoom out. Zooming out now. There we go. Okay. I should have noticed when the pen... What the heck? Oh. Ha! I got something on the end of the pen. I thought for a second that the end had somehow melted, but no, it's just something on it. Okay. So this is also a Centropen 10014. This has one of their really shiny celluloids. The ink in it is another Edelstein. I think these are both special editions. Don't know why I bought this. It's not a bad brown, but special edition, why bother buying it? You're not going to be able to get another bottle. So, and, you know, it's a nice enough brown, but, you know, Girbon Lidete is also a nice brown, and I can get it whenever I want. Weirdly enough, they both come in bottles that are hard to fill from. Alright, this next pen is actually already almost empty. This is my Parker Duofold. Whoops. I was surprised. I don't remember. Oh, because I needed to look up the URL for the video. This has over the video on this has over 10,000 views. I didn't realize that many people were interested in the Parker Duofold. I'm almost tempted to do a revisit, but I see... Oh, actually I'll be able to do one this winter, because December 5th, 2018 will hit 5 years this winter. So, something to look forward to maybe over the holiday break. And, you know, usually my Lamy 2000 takes its short break over that holiday break, so this will probably be inked up with some kind of a black ink, whatever black ink I'm on at that point. I actually have no pen with black ink right now, which isn't helping me use up the black ink, but it is helping me use up other inks because I'm using all of these instead of black ink. This is the lovely Platinum 3776 with a koi finish. I learned last week, because I talked about how they wrap the celluloid around a pointy thingy. The pointy thingy is called a mandrel. So thank you. This pen has mostly been relegated to writing envelopes, because it has a pretty waterproof ink in it. So this is a broad nib, and the ink in it is Noodler's Fox. And I've already relayed the story of spilling that on the floor. So I'll just tell you one of my problems. My house has laminate flooring and everything except the kitchen and bathroom, but you know, it's not like there's that many rooms, because I've got one bedroom in the house, I've got a living room, bathroom, of course, and that's the whole upstairs. So kitchen, living room, and bedroom, plus a bathroom. And the laminate flooring is in the bedroom and living room, and it's a really hard surface to drop something breakable on. I was reading about cork flooring. That might actually be something to look at in the future. You know, that my couch is eating this laminate flooring. I inherited this. So the previous owner had installed it in both rooms. I just finished it. Yeah, because she didn't finish installing it. And the one in the bedroom is a much higher quality laminate. The one in the living room seems to be the cheap stuff. And it is crumbling under my couch. Not thrilled by that. But anyway, so I might, because I'm going to have this house paid off in probably a year and a half or less. After that, I may look at, I've got some repairs I want to do, some important repairs. This is not Omas Gray. This is an Omas Ogiva. We'll try that again. Anyway, I want to do some repairs first. But after that, I'd like to do a little fixing up inside the house and replace my furniture, which has seen better days. But again, you don't do that when you're paying off a house. So it is nice to have that amount that I owe get down so low. I'm actually looking at spending I could cut, which yes does include pens, so I could get there faster. But I will have paid the house off about 3 years sooner than I had planned, so I consider that a win. So I said absolutely nothing. I don't even remember if I showed you the pen or if I just was writing while I was talking. This is an Omas Ogiva cocktail. I kind of like this pen. I was actually loaned one years ago. I've had a few loaner pens since then, but none struck me as much as this one, that to the point that I decided, I'm not going to buy one, and then this viewer loaned it to me, and I just fell in love, and then I went looking and found one, because that's when Omas went out of business, and I found one for sale and bought it. So this is a Pilot Custom Heritage 92. I had made the remark last week that the Heritage meant flat ends. I had somebody in the comments tell me that no, that doesn't mean flat ends. I'm curious because I couldn't find an official source either way. Could somebody point me to a source either way about what the name means? Because I'd like very much to get it right. But anyway, nice ink in it. I like the color anyway. This is mint turquoise. I'm getting a little ink starvation there. Don't know why. Oh, definitely some ink starvation. What the heck? And now we're good again. So who knows? Sometimes they like to embarrass you. It's like kids. You have great kids, and then you take them somewhere, and they are at their absolute worst, and you're like, really? You couldn't do this at home? All right, so this is a Pilot. I can say that because I have students. They're kids. This is a Pilot Justus 95. This is a fun pen. I noticed last week that this wasn't exactly in focus, so we'll do it better. So I'm going to start with doing the writing on the hard setting, and then we'll switch to the soft. Last week I did the reverse. So this is hard. Oh, okay. Was I writing with it this morning? Yes, I was. So what the heck? See? Just like kids. There's plenty of ink in it, so I don't see what the problem is. Why can't you just behave? Okay, if you're having a hard start, one thing you can do is, put it on a more absorbent paper towel. That'll often wick it out. Other times you can kind of shake it. Just make sure you have something in front of it in case it sprays liquid everywhere. So we're going to do the name of the pen in hard and the rest of it in soft. Pilot Justus 95. Justus. Wow. I need to misspell the name. And then the name of the ink we'll do soft. The ink, of course, is Lamy Turquoise. Just a nice turquoise. I think I have 2 more bottles of turquoise to use up. I've got a part of a bottle of Monteverde, and I have a bottle of whatever Sailor called their turquoise, Sky High or something like that. But anyway, those are the pens and inks I've been using. You saw an impromptu lesson on Canola. Let's head back to Amidon, North Dakota. So I'm at White Butte, which is the tallest peak in North Dakota. Kind of Amidon's claim to fame. I don't remember how high it is, but I'll put it, down below. You can see I'm not alone here. There's a vehicle. They actually climbed up, but I am not dressed for climbing, and it's late enough in the evening. I think it'll get dark before I finish climbing. So save that for another day, but I'll put some links to videos where I've done that before. But this is the white part. That's all basically clay. Up there, the top of the green is actual White Butte. So up there somewhere. Tallest point in North Dakota. And hey, bonus, we get a rainbow. But anyway, since I'm not going into White Butte, I guess I better go to Amidon. Whole cloud of mosquitoes got in the car with me, so that took a little doing to get them out, but I think we're ready to go to Amidon now, so holy cow, that was something though. So I left an unnarrated part by accident. So we're driving west on Highway 85 into Amidon, and I think you can see Amidon is not very big. It is one of the 2 cities in Slope County. Slope County has a population of 706 people, mostly ranching, some oil. It's the 20th least populous county in the country. Amidon has 24 people. It's the 2nd smallest incorporated county seat in the nation. So this is a small city. Railroad never came here. Used to have a lot more businesses. I don't know where the buildings even were, but not a whole lot left, but it's still kind of interesting to see it, so I thought I would just take you around. So we'll park by this trashy van. We'll take a look. Okay. At one time... Okay, somebody's got a sports car and has to show it off. So at one time, you could get some fine dining here on Main Street, Amidon. This used to be called Georgia and the Owl. They had very good food. Asked some of the locals for interesting stories about it. Oh look, somebody parked their Camry there. Let's see, across Highway 85, you have the Lebanon Lutheran Church, the only church in town. And over here, Slope County Courthouse, which we'll visit here. And I'll just point out, I am on Main Street. So that's looking south on Main Street. Now we'll look north. North on Main Street. And then again, Highway 85. And I don't know what the hell those kids are doing. Huh. Do not know what they're doing. As I promised, Highway 85, Main Street, corner of. Of course, many visitors to Amidon are panicked by the Slope County Sheriff parked here. Hey, more traffic. And you can see he's kind of a dummy. Going to try real hard not to get wet. They love watering lawns here in southwestern North Dakota. But they're used to run a cattle drive along through here. And you'll see this signpost along the old cattle drive. And then if you're into that, here's a little bit of history. I'll try to do a photograph of it and just put that in the video description. I got wet. So this is the new Slope County Courthouse. There used to be an old one. I'll try to remember to insert a photograph of it. I'll insert this photo in the video description also so you can see it. County of, I'm going to say 900 people, but it could be less. You know, I think that car might be broken down. When I get down there, I'll find out what's going on. But I mean, you're right in town, so go knock on a flipping door. But anyway, Slope County Courthouse, the new one. The old one stood over here somewhere, so let's just wander. Okay, I've never actually wandered the Slope County Courthouse lawn, but here we've got a World War I memorial. And if you're a good follower of the channel, you'll know I mentioned this name. I visited Mound Church, has it been 2 years ago? It was during the pandemic. Anyway, he died, and I talked about the Memorial Day service, which is actually still held there. And this whole thing is made out of petrified wood. Looks like another rock, I guess. But yeah, never visited here before. Okay, some more war dead. I actually know family. Obviously, these were all killed in action, so I didn't know them, but World War II dead, okay. I know family of several of these names. Here you can get the your mail. That's their post office, as you can see. And yes, there are houses in this town. There's like 30 people that live here. Just to give you another look at the sheriff in action. There is actually a sheriff in this county. It's not just that old car. Yeah. And nice grounds. And again, more to the town. We're even going to go by what used to be the school. But I thought this would be more fun than whatever I'd outlined. Like I said, kind of spur of the moment, which is why I'm not prepared. But, yeah, that's pretty much the end of town right there. Okay. The car is gone, so I don't know why those kids were out in the street. That's just weird. I forgot to mention the other exciting thing on Main Street is the county fair, one of the oldest county fairs in North Dakota. So like I said, it's a long operating county fair. Not much to it. I'm not going to go in. There's some people working there, including somebody who thinks I'm somewhere else. But anyway, there's an old school building, rodeo grounds, several exhibit buildings, a stage, a small banquet hall, a nice county fair, kind of toward the end of August. And there's some more of that swathing I was talking about. We're going to just take a look at what was the old Amidon School. And yeah, that'll be pretty much it for this town. There used to be a school here. This is actually, I guess, a 2-room building at one point. And then that, well, we'll talk about that here in just a second. This here was the school. Playground over here. So I guess at one time they had a little bit of high school, but as long as I've known it, it was a K-8 school. So ages 5 up to about 14. And then they would have to go to usually New England or Bowman or Belfield for school. So this was the school building. And to do their high school. Toward the end, it was getting hard for them to find teachers or keep teachers. And a lot of students just chose to go to school. elsewhere. So I'm not going to go in, but I thought this sign was funny. This has been called the library. I don't know what actually it's used for. The Bowman County School District ended up with all this building. Well, they don't need it. So they worked out some kind of a trade with Slope County so that they didn't have to own it anymore. And yeah, so not all the kids go to Bowman. Some of them go to New England, and I can't remember what all the building was split up, or the district was split up for, but these kids have some awful rides. This looks like it's just all junk in here. It's on the edge of town, you know, kind of a residential street. I'm going to take you over here and show you some cool stuff. Apparently truck parking was a thing here. I guess when you're that close to a school, maybe you don't want that. But I never realized how much road noise there is in this little town. Good grief. You know, even when we're using all electric vehicles, it's still got to be really noisy just because of the tires. Maybe someday we'll have mass transit. Who knows, out in this kind of area. So this, I'm told, was once a Presbyterian church. All I know for certain about it is that it's the Prairie Senior Citizens. I think that's a nicely done piece of metal work. Across the street is Moe's Bunker Bar. It was for sale. I don't see a for sale sign, so maybe somebody bought it. I'm going to sneak across the road here and find out if I can see a for sale sign. Oh, and more art. Let's get down so you can see that. There we go. Moe's Bunker Bar. Cabins of Amidon. So that's the bar. Definitely closed. And mostly underground. For sale sign is laying on the ground. Whatever that means. And then there's the sign. I'm not going to wander back there, but there's one or two cabins for rent back there, or you can rent a spot and park a trailer. So, you know, it's a business. Ooh, there's something worth pointing out. You don't see many of these signs anymore, but when I moved to the state back in fall of '99, all the state highways had signs like that. Now they use a state of North Dakota shape, but yeah, that was the shape on all the signs. And we'll just give you a look up, not Main Street, Highway 85. And yeah, another Moe's Bunker Bar sign. Usually when I do videos like this, there's no chance anybody's going to recognize me because I'm not at home, but I'm close enough to home that I might be recognized. I felt it was worth sharing one more piece of metal work. Amidon, established 1913. Okay, I wish there was not my cell phone with me. I wish I had a proper camera, but I'm in the foothills of White Butte, where I'm going to finish up this video. Across the road here, don't remember the name of that butte. No, I do. That one's Black Butte. That one I don't remember what it's called. But we're here right on Highway 85 because I got one other thing to show you. There is tons of ticks this year, so I'm not going to go wading in. But that's another of those Great Western cattle drive posts. You'll find them in a few places. There's one at State Line on Highway 85, one in Bowman itself, and this one, the one in Amidon. I know there's a couple more. But anyway, you can just kind of see, now that I've zoomed in, just how rugged it is. perfect lighting now that I'm finishing up this video. So again, there's a zoomed in version of the buttes. There's the one, and there is, I think that one is Black Butte. Actually, he's passed away now, but he passed away at 102 years old. I used to know a man who lived kind of at the foot of Black Butte. And he lived the cattle drives. So anyway, hope that was interesting. You got to see the second largest city in Slope County, North Dakota, Amidon, North Dakota. It is the county seat. There are only 2 cities in Slope County. The other one is Marmarth, which we have visited, I think last year actually. Wow, I don't like that shadow on my face. You can tell I'm using a cell phone to film this now. But anyway, where was I? So only 2 cities in the county. They are not connected by a paved road. In fact, if you want to go on pavement to get from one to the other, you have to go south through Bowman County, or else north through a bunch of counties and the state of Montana and circle around. So there, you can get there on the unpaved roads, of course. But yeah, a little bit different world in Slope County. If you see a little bit of Bowman here, I'm going through there on the way home. I'm going to try to find the Great Western, so I will inject that prior to this. So if you saw a little bit of Bowman, that would be why. Okay, got another treat for you. I'm way south of where I filmed the ending of this video, but I decided it was worth it throwing in here. So let's take a look. So this is the Cottage School. This is out in the country, a ways off Highway 85, let's say. Some piece of garbage decided to shoot out the windows, which is why they're boarded up with plywood. It's been closed for probably almost 20 years. So it's got the old part and then this modern addition here in the front. But I actually know 2 former teachers. Cottage School. Very old microwave. Very old furnace. All right, so that is the other side of it. That looks like a TV antenna. But yeah, way out here in the country. The old playground equipment must be gone. I'm guessing this was the playground here. So anyway, that's just a little something I decided to add in extra, just for fun. Be really cool to see inside of it. But you read books like Lois Lenski's Prairie School, and out here, it's not that long ago, these this cattle drive signs that I am showing you, I knew people, most of them are dead now, but I knew people that did that. This history isn't that long ago. I knew people who, okay, they remember people living in sod houses. They didn't live in sod houses themselves. But like I knew a lady who grew, and her father, because I was friends with both of them. They had a house where no electricity, so they had a windmill with a generator in it and batteries in their basement. I shudder to think what happened to the batteries after they got electricity in the probably 50s, maybe 60s. You know, judging by the environmental laws back then, I'm pretty sure something horrible happened. But anyway, this history is not that long ago here, so that's part of the fun of North Dakota. Is now that I'm getting older, it's not so much the case, but when I was younger, I actually got to know the people who lived it. So it turns out I was really wrong. It is not in the fairgrounds at all. There's 2 actually in Bowman. One's at kind of a gas station. It's got a little tourist building. The other one is a park on the west side of town, the Elmer V. Moreland Memorial Park. So there it is. No informational plaque. But the park, you know, it's got bathrooms, playground, 2 shelters and volleyball court, and a sign. And yes, that's the highway up there. a sign that identifies it as the Elmer V. Moreland Memorial Park, and another sign here that tells you where the parking is. Used to be all the way there, but I guess they changed their minds. So that was the reason we didn't get pens in use one week. I filmed all this stuff in Amidon. I wanted to add this as an ending, couldn't find it. It turned out it's because I was looking in the wrong spot. So here it is. I hope this is interesting, hope it was useful. I'll put links as appropriate down below, some about Amidon, some about Slope County, some Slope County sites, and about the cattle drive. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and if videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, I would invite you to subscribe. And hey, what's the smallest government seat in the area where you live? Maybe you don't have counties. Anyway, let us know down in the comments. So I want to thank you for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.